Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. One of my favourite flashlights of last year, especially in that kind of tactical scene, was the Armytek Dobermenn Pro. Super simple but incredibly effective flashlight. It has a larger brother, the Predator Pro. So this is what we're going to have a closer look at today. So quick run around the box and then unboxing. Up to 1500 lumens, 500 meters throw, and 32 hours runtime. Again, you know, 32 hours runtime is definitely on its lowest setting. Just so you know, I've had this now. I've had this probably longer than I've had a lot of other lights. I've had this now for about 3 months. Put it all back in the box, obviously. So it looks like it's brand new, but it has been thoroughly tested. Now here on this side, here's a little bit more information as far as your sizes and your lumen levels, but we will go through some of these quickly. Okay, so inside the box, I had to re-find the box again today, because I've had this for so long, I'd forgotten where I'd put the box. Okay, so you get your normal instructions. You also get the light in here, so it does come in with a really nice sheath. Best thing about this is that yes, if you want to pass it through your belt, it does have a belt loop so that you can do that. Plus, if you have something that you have some PALS webbing, or you have a MOLLE system that you want to pass this through, you can also do that as well. Or maybe, you know, I guess if you've got a belt that you want to put this and take this off, on and off regularly, then it does help to have that little clip at the bottom. But actually, really nice, good quality one. I don't know what type of nylon it is, but it does seem reasonably tough, and yeah, it's a nice sheath. Some of the other things that you get in here, you get the usual gubbins. So you get a little lanyard, which again is nice to have. You get some O-rings and a clip in case you wanted to clip it to something. You also get one of these tactical rings, which I have had on here so that you can do the whole sexy pistol hand thing. But then what you also get is one of their proprietary chargers. Now, if you're if you've seen Olights before, I'm sure probably most people in this scene have seen Olight flashlights. It works exactly the same. So you have a USB on this side, and then it clips onto the end. So the press down button on this, it's lifted. So if I put that to the side there, or let's put this so it's here so you can see it with the whiter background, you can see that it does protrude past the end. So when this fits onto here, what you can get sometimes with Olights is when they're pulled, they certainly, this can just kind of pop off. You have to move this backwards to be able to get this off. It's nice. I'm not usually a fan of proprietary chargers. However, I know from a lot of you, having spoken to you, you much prefer proprietary chargers like this. And having spoken to you all quite a bit, I can see the advantage of this. While it's charging, you do have some lights on the back here that show you that it's charging. I think they're either red or they're green. And yes, some of you often ask, can you still use the light whilst it's charging? So when it's on and it's still charging, it will still allow you to use the light, yes, when it's charging. Now, if you already have, let's bring in, so just so you're aware, so as I mentioned before, the Predator Pro is the larger of the two. This is the Dobermenn Pro here. This is the Predator Pro. The barrel of each of these lights, although we will get into the details in a minute, it is an inch barrel on here, which is a fairly standard barrel for lights like this. But hopefully you'll see as you get to the end here, that's where still get this turned on. That's where the major difference is. But the reason I picked this one up is that it's exactly the same. So whether you have the Dobermann, whether you have the Predator, or you have some of the other lights from Armytek that also use this, they work in between all of these. And once you've got one, let's say, if you've picked up a few of the lights, you want to keep one in your truck, you want to keep one at home, kit bag, wherever. Yeah, these work with all of these. Now, as far as your sizes of this is concerned, so as I've already mentioned, it's thinnest point here on the barrel or the shaft of the light. This comes in at 26 millimeters, 25 millimeters, and then at the end, so the head unit here where the LED is on the inside, this comes up to 41 millimeters. The length of it in total comes in at 106 millimeters. And as far as your weight is concerned, so without the battery that's in it, which we will have a look in a second, without the battery it's 136 grams, with the battery it's 186 grams. Now the battery itself, as you'd expect from these type of tactical lights, if I unscrew this, now I will say, sometimes companies do scrimp on the grease around here. They definitely haven't done with this. It's very smooth getting the tail switch off. The IPX rating, oh, my notes have just gone for a second. The IPX rating, I remember that it was, is IP68, or at least for dust and water. For dust it's a 6, for water it's an 8, which is the highest generally that you can get for consumer electronics. Well, back to the battery. So this is powered by currently the world's most popular battery, thanks to Elon Musk and Tesla. So it's an 18650 battery. It's a 3500 milliamp battery. It's not proprietary as well, so if you have other 18650 batteries that you want to use, if you have a whole host of these just sat around doing nothing, then you can use these. You can use those 18650s in here as well. A little test that I always do: put the thread on, turn it half. There's no play in there whatsoever. Do it a full, yeah, nothing. The tolerances, the engineering on this is exceptional. When I reviewed the Dobermenn Pro, actually, I waxed lyrical quite a lot about it being a German company. It's actually a Canadian company. The European end, or the European side of the company, got in touch, and they were from Germany, so the links always took me to a German website. But yeah, they're actually a Canadian company, which is pretty cool too. Now, where was I? Construction-wise, super tough, ridiculously durable. It's made from a very common aluminium that is used. I'm struggling from words then for a second. It is the 6061 T6 aluminium. But rather than it being, I think it is still anodized. But a lot of those other ones, when it's anodized, it's just very smooth in the hand, and it's very easy to kind of slip out. These almost have like a, I don't know how to explain it, but it's definitely feels kind of textured. So when your hands are wet, when your hands are cold, these are actually really easy and very simple to manipulate, which I think is great too. I think they do just come in the black. There is a Predator and a Predator Pro. This is the Predator Pro version. I think the Predator, or the normal Predator, has some markings here along the shaft. It also has your tactical ring here, which again is just a little rubber ring that you can take off if you don't want to use it. If you want to get a full grip, you can still get a full grip. It's very it holds very well in the hand. You just have to make your finger go around that, but of course you can use that if it is that you need to hold this with a pistol, with that kind of little tactical grip kind of thing. But yeah, if you wanted to take this off, you can simply just take it off. In fact, might be a point to mention this now actually. So this will attach to a rifle. Haven't got one of Armytek's, but there's a couple of different mounts that I've been testing out recently, and I've actually been testing them with this light. So you will of course need to take that ring off, which is fairly simple. You can just pull it over like that. And this, with it being that 1-inch shaft that's fairly standard for these types of lights, if you have a mount and you want to attach this to a rifle, you can certainly do that. In fact, it's designed for that. Although these are tactical style lights, these can also be used for hunting. If there's animals at night that certainly are startled by lights, then yeah, you can still use it for that. What I will say is though, just check your mount, and this will make sense a little bit in a moment, but to change through the different light modes or the different modes that's on here, when it's on, you twist the head, so you kind of open it and then close it again, open it and close it again, and that changes the different settings on here. So when it's on a rifle and it's stuck and it's in one of these mounts, it's incredibly easy. There's nothing worse than you've got your light in there, and then you have to try and find where the button is to change, or if you want to put it onto strobe, you're trying to work out where the button is. Sometimes you have to remove the tail switch, which adds extra issues to it, because you then have to put the tail switch back on so that you can then change the modes. The beauty of the Armytek version is that they have this MRS01 switch, and this is magnetic, so it's exactly the same as the charging port. So if you want to attach it on here, you just plug it on, and it's on. I mean, it's on there fast, it's on there very well, and then you've got your switch that you can then add to the rifle. So you've then got momentary, you've got momentary, or you've got full on, full off, and again, you know, it just connects through this, and then depending on where you want to attach this to your rifle. But to get back to that original point, is just to be careful when you're attaching it. The way in which, or at least the point in which the head moves, is this line here. So if you want to change through the different settings again, I'll turn it on. So you turn it, you do like an open it, close it, open it, close it, and it will turn through the different light intensities. If you have a reasonably short mount like this, then you can get that on there and keep it so that it's right up against that point where the head moves. If you have a wider one like this one, where you really want to make sure that it's on there and it's on there fast, tightening this down actually tightens it past where that head part is. So it's on and it's on fast, but if it's then on your rifle and you want to change between the different settings, you then have to loosen this, which again, I think with some of these cheaper style mounts, it's good to have a few anyway, just for the few different types of lights that you have. Now, getting back, because I think I've jumped a few steps, so let's get back to the simple thing as the UI itself. It's all done through the tail switch here, plus the turning of the head unit. So to turn it on and off, it's as simple as turn on, turn off with the click here at the end. When it's on, there are two modes. You either have the tactical mode, which it's in currently, or you have another mode which is kind of an EDC stroke hunter style mode. So when it's in the tactical mode like this, the options that you've got as far as different lumen intensities, you have it on its turbo or its full mode, which it's on now, which is your 1500 lumens. Again, you know, we will have a look in this in the dark in a bit. Or when it's on, you can open the head, close the head, and now it's on one of the lower settings, which is 120 lumens. If you want to put it on so that it's on its strobe mode, so before, to go between the different settings, you open it and then close it again, and if you do that within a second, it will then change between each of the different settings. If you want it to then be in its strobe mode, you then open it and leave it opened, and you'll find that it will strobe. So let's say we're doing some room clearing and we're right, okay, and then it will stay on there. When it's on strobe, if you want to go from the higher to the lower strobe, you do the same, whereas on this one you close it and then open it, and you'll see that that's then dipped down from the lower to the higher strobes. If it is that you're in the tactical mode and you want to change it to the hunter stroke EDC mode, while it's on, you need to open and close the head 10 times and you'll see it flashes. Now the flash is very quick, so let's show you. So 1, 2, 3, damn it, oh, let's start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See there was that little mini flash. So now that we have these, so if you want to go down or upper mode, it really does now just do it on whether it is open or closed. So you can't, when it's open, go, right, okay, let's change it, because when you open and close it, it just goes back to you either on high or open it slightly and you're on low. You don't have to worry about those strobe modes. Again, if you're out hunting and you're just wanting to use a low light and this is affixed to your rifle, then all you have to do is, once it's attached to your rifle, is just open the head an eighth of a turn and it'll put it onto the low mode. If you think that you're close to a quarry or some prey, then you can close it again until you need to use it, and then you can have it on its full mode. And again, if you want to put this then back to your tactical mode, so it's turned on, and then we just go onwards again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's your little flash. So now if I open and close it, we can go down a mode, we can go up a mode. Oh no, oh yeah, we did do it, because now we've got the strobe on there as well. Very simple, and I will say, of a lot of the other lights that I've tested in the past, especially weapons mounted lights that I've attached to rifles, this is by far the easiest one that I've tested, especially with the fact that you get this magnetic one on here, so you don't have to unscrew one and then put this tail cap on. Definitely makes it a lot easier, and this is an added extra. You do need to pay extra for the MRS01. Is it MRS01? It does say on it somewhere. Yes, MRS01 remote switch, but I don't think they're particularly expensive. I'll see if I can put the price on here as well. Now, okay, enough of me talking. Let's have a look at this in the dark. So I have to jerry-rig this kind of to my chest, mainly because, well, I need my hand so that I can turn this so that we can go through those different options. As it stands now, we are on the lower one of the two. This is 1000. Sorry, this is not 1000. This is 120 lumens. Because of the candela and because of the flat reflector that's in here, does a very good job of using those 120 lumens. You really would have thought that this is more power, mainly because those lumens are being used better with the way that candela works. I've said this many times, but I'd always generally choose candela over lumens because I just think it's a better use of the light. Hopefully this is still in focus, but very good again if you're walking with this, or as I mentioned, let's say you're using this for some training and you don't want to blind your colleagues, or maybe you're using this for airsoft. It's more respectable to keep it on a lower lumen level like this. But by holding the head, which you can't quite see here, but here's my hand on the head, you do a quick turn it back again. This puts it up onto its higher mode. This is your full 1500 lumens, and this is great. Yet again, it just shows why, for myself, I will always choose candela over lumens. As I've done in the past, what I'll do is, so there it is holding straight forward, turn it 45 degrees to the left, forward again, 45 degrees to the right. You can see that there is a nice warm spot on here if you're using this for hunting at night, for lamping, that sort of stuff. Then it gives you a good spot that you can train on something. And then the edge of the skirt, or at least the skirt of the light, you can see is very defined. Again, this is what the candela is using on here. But as I mentioned before, I really do like the UI on this. Obviously, you can press the end to turn it off, turn it back on again. The memory is there because rather than something that's in here that, I know there's something that's remembered what the previous setting is. There's an actual switch in here, so I can oh, wrong way. Open it slightly, close it again, we're on low, open it slightly, close it again, and then we're on high. Or if I open it part of the way, so we've now got our strobe mode on here, and if I want the strobe mode to turn to the lower one, I can close it and then open it again, and then strobe mode is on the lower one here as well. Not a variable refresh, I don't know if that's an issue or something that people prefer, but it's just a plain strobe. And again, if I want to change it back from strobe to just the normal main beam, I can close the head off and then it will put it back onto the main beam. Open, close again, open, close again, and I can quite easily go through these. I can quite easily go through the settings on here. Hopefully this will show you how easy it is, that if this was attached to your barrel, rather than having to find a selector button or something to change these, you can easily just hold on to the light, turn it back again, turn it back again, and you can move through the different light intensities with ease. The Dobermenn Pro is a great light, and the Predator Pro is an excellent light as well. With how much I liked the Dobermenn Pro last year, it was kind of given that I was going to really enjoy using the Predator Pro. It is a little bit bigger. Now, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a huge jump from the Dobermenn Pro to the Predator Pro. The head on the Dobermenn Pro, I think, was about 31mm up to 41mm. It's not that much at all. You can still carry this easily on your person, on your belt. It's great if you're into law enforcement or if you are in security. This is a great light for that. If you're using this tactically and you want to attach this to the front end of a rifle, I think this is where this really shines. The simple UI on this, whereas being able to change the different light intensities just by loosening, tightening the head, or loosening it completely, or not completely, but just 1/8 of a turn, so that you can then go into the strobe modes. It's one of the best UIs. Now, I always think it's tricky when you talk about UI, because it is 100% down to personal choice. There are some very good ones out there, but for me, this is as simple as it possibly can do, and it's very effective in the way that it's used. So yeah, now as I usually do, I'll leave some links below so that you can see more from Armytek and from the Dobermenn Pro and the Predator Pro and all of the other lights that they have. I'll leave some of my social media links below as well, so that you can follow me here on Moorlander EDC and also my sister channel Moorlander Tactical. But for now, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, stay EDC. Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Last year Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. One of my favourite Pro from Armytek, and that's a big ass loud plane. You probably can't even hear it. I can hear it, and now even Normans come out to make some noise. That's just watching dogs poo is always weird, isn't it? That went weird well for a second. I could have just not said anything, but why does he have to make eye contact with me while he does it? Mate. Alright, you done? Good. Go back in. Sorry. Hi, I'm the Moorlander and I've got an itchy eye. See this on your person every single day, you certainly could do, but having something that is a light like this, that's either in your truck or in your bag, that you can just grab, you can go out, you can, I don't know, find whatever you do. Brilliant for walking the dogs. I know I keep saying dogs. Stanley passed up. Oh, I'm gonna have to start with it. I keep saying dogs. I want to keep saying dogs because I love both of my dogs, and it's sad that Stanley passed away this year. Where was I? My dogs. Filming in the yard. I hear somebody at the front door. I'm gonna have to go. Love you.